Hi, it's Brian Dossett and Ashley. It's very cold out there. Sunny but cold, February. And as you know, I'm doing quite a few lessons. This one is about how you can become your own instructor. And you might be wondering what that means. How can you become your own instructor? Well, who was the first instructor? They had to create something to teach what they're teaching. And they have to remember what they are teaching. And then they teach that and somebody else learns it. And that somebody else adds to it or puts something else to it. And then it goes on and on and on and it perfects itself. But in the beginning, they had to start from somewhere. And this is what we're doing today, showing you how we can start from somewhere. And we're going to use our children's syllabus, which is also the ladies' self-defence syllabus. And this is what it's all about. So let's start from the beginning. We could start with Ashley fist hitting me and me trying ways of blocking that. I've been through this with Stephen before, but there's a risk that I could get hurt because I'm not experienced enough to deal with it. So we will do some exercises which we call a dialogue of movement, which will lead to the self-defence. I'll show you what I mean. For example, when you're teaching children, for example, if you grab them around the neck, sometimes that can be quite risky. In actual fact, quite ticklish. Alright, so I'm talking about children now, okay? So what we do, we actually do the same thing, but by putting the hands on the shoulder. So there's no risks, no danger. And that is like strangling. Strangling you like that. Okay, we know the martial art is you can do all the punching and kicking and all that. I'm talking about teaching it, not doing it. Becoming your own instructor. And if anybody can't do this, you haven't got to be educated. Anybody can't look at this and teach this the way I do it now to you. There's something wrong with your brain. Okay? Now, all we're going to do, I made him laugh, right? Going down to pushing these things that are in my way. I don't want them in my way, pushing them away. Now if he resisted that, I bet I couldn't put him away. Simple. That's how we would do it. We can make it look good if I let me do it. That looks good, but in reality, don't let me do it, it wouldn't happen. Alright? And also I'm hitting his arms. I'm hurting myself and I'm hurting him. Not very nice, is it? Right. So, he helps me by allowing me to do that. He lets it go. We do a little step back. We really do a big step back, but we come off the camera then. So we're doing it small. We're working in a limited space. So, this is an exercise. It becomes like a Tai Chi move, really. Or a kata. That's all it is, nothing special. Not rocket science, as he would say. Right? It's going down like that, as you let me do it. If he didn't allow me to do it, I'd have to find another way. So what do you think his mind is saying to his attacking mode? As I'm doing that, he's saying no way. So I'm pushing down and he's pushing up. He's holding me up. Strong. Because his mind is going up. Watch. Alright? It works. You tell you. So, if I'm doing that, his mind is going that, his mind is going up, my mind is going down. I'm playing with his mind now. So I'm pushing it down, knowing it's going to go up. Boom. Have you ever tried pushing the door? And someone's behind it and you don't know, and you're pushing the door, and on that last push, or one of those pushes, the person behind the door opens it. What do? You goes right through. Same procedure. If I'm going up, he don't let me do that. He don't let me do it. He don't let me do it. Now he lets me do it. With an exercise like that, we both do a step back. We both do a step back.
Sorry.
Too far actually. Okay? Then that's what would happen. The same principle. If I go up and he stops me, I'm going up. Where do you think his mind going? Down. So I go down. It's all about playing with that mind. A lot of people don't understand about the mind. They all talk about the body and the movement and all that stuff. So, you can do this at home with two of you, or you can do it by yourself with one of you. So, if he's grabbing me, it's only strangleholds. We strangle around the neck. Strong, Ashley. Around the neck. Remember I showed you, Stephen, the pressure points on there? He knows them, we don't like them. Alright? We won't do that one. But anyway, these are pressure points. Going down is number one, and going up is number two. If number one is going down, number two is going up, what do you think number three is? Yeah, one going down and one going up. That's really confused his mind now, isn't it? He's thinking, I'll split his mind, his thinking power, in two. Alright, so you keep doing that, he's confused. So if he hangs on tight, he doesn't know whether to go up or down, and I've still got number one to play with, I've still got number two to play with, and that's number three. So 1, 2, 3 becomes the exercise. Alright, now, once you've done that, and if you don't do that, you haven't got much brain up there. If you can't do that to your body, to your arms, if you can't do that to your body or arms, if you can't do that, there's other things. There's sideways of movement. You can move your body as well. I'm talking about basic. You have seen that, so you can do it and teach it. Simple as that. I'll prove it to you. Ashley's just been taught it. I'm going to ask him to do it. Do number one, Ash. Don't go too far. Do number two, Ashley. Oh, I'm letting him do it, okay. Number three, he can do it, but it's an exercise. But, that's what we teach the kids. We teach the children that, no risks. But when we teach the ladies that, now one of those is going to go to the eyes. Claws. Have you ever had your eyes poked out or something in your eye? The first thing you do is, oh, I've got something in my eye. Yeah. Now she's got a finger in your eye, that's why. So, you're going there like you're scratching. Also, you've got a palm heel there, which you could strike the head. Have you ever been hit over the head with a palm heel? I have with a frying pan for my wife. It hurts. Anyway, so you go down to there, or the nose. You can do a lot of damage. We don't teach the children that for obvious reasons, but in the self-defense situation, if you can't do that, you can do that. So it goes from there to that. Already he's reacting. Alright? Have you ever had your nose pushed up? The bone pushed up into your brain? I have, but my wife does it all the time. Only joking. Anyway, so number one going down, number two going up, number three going that way. There are other things, okay? There are other things where, for example, I'm going to turn Ashley round now, where they grab. Someone grabs you. We've all had that, haven't we? Now, believe it or not, I'm not worried about this. That don't belong to him anymore because he's booked it up. I'm worried about the other one that's going to come in. That's what I'm worried about, that one. Not that one. But I want to put that one in the way of that one. Alright, I'm going to do it a bit silly for you, but watch. If he wants to hit me now, he's got to come all the way round. And while he's doing that, I can break that. Relax the arm, relax the arm. I can break that. It's quite easily broken. You watch. Oh, you nearly swore then. You're coming out of the camera. That there. That's a little flick. That's what it does to the body. Okay? So if he's grabbing me like that, and I go through out the way, and I go under, I end up in that position. Okay? Nice position. But still, think about this coming at you. Understand that? So, if I can go around like that, and I can get in that position to do that, I've also got kicking to do, punching to do, but also he come round and hit me with that one. And as he comes down with that one, I can block it. You're playing around. Look at his arms now, look. His arms together. Simple, silly, little things like that can happen. If he grabs you from behind, and he grabs me wrist, it's another thing we teach the children. We can move about, move my body about, become a worm. Hang on tightly, Ash.
Right.
Hang on tight. I'm going to become a worm. I'm going to wiggle. Wiggle. Make an art of him. If I can wiggle and I can escape, I'm out of the way. Look what I've got. I've got a wrist block on. Another technique, of course, but that's what you've got to do. You've got to say to yourself, come here, wrist. Grab my hand, my neck. Now, you watch him. Relax, Ashley.
Sorry.
Watch him, because you've got to get the camera. Watch. I've just pinched him. I've just pinched him. That's all I've done. He don't like it now, look. He don't like it. Now, let me do it, because you know, he knows what I'm going to do, so he's going to stop me doing it. But if someone grabbed you, and they didn't know what you're going to do, and you're wiggling away, you go down to there. That hurts him. That hurts him. And at the same time, I can escape. And guess where I am again? Yeah. Okay. I've got to show you other techniques. But what would you do? Now become your own instructor. What would you do if you was in this position? What is? What would you do if you was in this position? What would he do? If he's going to stand there, posture? Yeah. So if he does come at you, what would you do to block that? This thing, come on, it's going to hit me. What can I do about that? Think about it and you might come up with something yourself. If you come up with something yourself, remember it, because you've got to teach it. So if you're experimenting and I do that and he comes to hit me with that, I block it, that's another move. All I've done is gone 1, 2. Tai Chi again. Something like Tai Chi. 1, 2. Next. Blocking it. He comes to hit me. Blocking it. What can I do from there? Elbow him. What can he do with this one? Hit me with that one. Or he can grab me around the neck. What will I do from there? Think about it. Now, when you thought about it, you have to remember it. This is the most hardest thing to do. Not only doing it and making it up, is remembering it. Put it on a bit of paper and number it. That's number 1, that's number 2, that's number 3, whatever. Just number it and say, right, I'm going to create something from an example, pushing the head. Or no, a push. Not push, not grab, push. He's pushing, all right? Now, I've got to create something for that. It could be that. That's number 1. Number 1. Number 2. Oh, that's good. That's number 1. That's number 2. Escaping. Number 1A. Escape, attack. Oh, I like that. Number 2. Number 2 is that. Number 2. Escape, attack. So you've got number 1A, number 2A. You've got number 1 first, number 2 next, 1A, 2A, or 2B, whatever you want to do. But this is the hardest thing. Tomorrow morning you go, oh, what did I do? If you got it on paper, you put it down, and you do 5 of those or 10 of those, you could call it a form. This is form 1, beginning stage, level 1. And then you can perfect those to something else. This is form 2, the same thing. This is how Spirit Combat was founded. On that simplicity. Doing it, create it, try it out, put it on paper, record it, put it into a syllabus, then you can teach it. That's the easiest way I can show you. So no matter what he attacks you with, do it slowly, think about it and record about it. See you later, bye-bye.